Hi everybody, welcome to our presentation. I'm Tristan and today I'm presenting with Antoine, and our article is named Time to Stock Up Again, the likelihood of empty shelves in a new coronavirus wave. First of all, the distribution chain in Canada in place right now is mostly just in time, which means that stores don't have a big stock and they order only what they know they're gonna sell and what they know they're gonna need. It brings cost efficiency to their strategy, and it brings a big sensibility to huge demand and ask variations. We can know that the empty shelves are based on the distribution chain because industries have kept the pace, but the stock didn't come quick enough to restock the shelves. So this is why we know that it's not the industries that have not kept the pace. Um, the supply chain had to work in overdrive, which means that they were already working at their maximum capacity, and now they are working over their capacity to accommodate the customer needs. Because of this overdrive, we can see some prices increase now and probably after the pandemic. We can see that dry yeast, flour, peanut butter, tomato sauces, and craft dinners have increased in price. The shortages should be temporary, but as there's more demand for the same product as there were, the price increase would be permanent. Finally for me, some habits have changed. Canadians are now spending 20% more than they were before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, Canadians were increasingly buying some fresh products, but right now, um, the COVID-19 has made us go back to the shelf stable items. For an unexplicted reason, Canadians are spending unprecedented amounts on candies and Halloween decorations. So we don't know why, because as we're going to in October, we won't see Halloween. So that's strange. The spending rates of holidays will probably be dictated by the coronavirus outbreak, which means that if the current trend is continuing, we're probably not gonna see much expenses in stores for Halloween. Big commercial events like the Black Friday will be very impacted because of the maximum capacity of stores, but because the holidays won't have place as usual in this year. So now I'll leave my place to Antoine.
Far apart, when we did the PowerPoint, we were close to a second outbreak, but now we can say that we are in right now, as the containment just started. Luckily, we are readier and more prepared to a second outbreak. Our medical services are in place much better than we were at the start of the pandemic. We test a lot of people every day, and people become aware of the importance of being tested if they are experiencing certain symptoms related to COVID. But if the rise doesn't stop quick, it would overcome the ability of the test and trace. As we know, temperatures will become colder in weeks, and maybe it will push people inside. Maybe they will group in someone's house, or all the opposite, and nobody will leave their home if they respect the containment. This is the best scenario we can hope for. If nobody gets out of their home, they'll spend more money on the web, like we saw this spring when the online shopping just explode as we never saw. Um, for the second slide, second wave can crash the road fuel recovery. As we saw this spring again, the price of oil drops like we never saw since 2008. Its low cap was 68 cents for 1 liter, I think. It was the first time that I saw this price, the price of oil that low in my life. But the question is, will it happen again? That's a good question, as we can just answering this question right now. Time will show us, and we'll see. But the real impact is not that it costs lower to fuel our car, but much of the world's economic market is the basis of oil. So the problem is all the economy that can suffer from this. Expert says that it will take 3 years for the complete recovery of the sale price, the fuel sale price. So we'll see in 3 years. Maybe a good news for pandemic and money. There are some safe havens during the pandemic. Some things are not or almost not impacted by the pandemic. Example of gold and bitcoins. With the distancing and most of the people who can work from home now, the web market just exploded, as I just said earlier. And Bitcoin recently increased in value with the pandemic, so not everything is badly impacted with COVID. We can see that all markets dropped in March 2020, but our neighbors from the south are not for another containment. So maybe their economy will not impact ours like it did at the start of this pandemic. And that's it for this, our sources. And this is the end of the oral.